welcome to my channel. So today I am super excited because I'm going to be testing out a new eyeshadow palette. So this is the Daze palette from BeBella Cosmetics. So first off, this packaging is so cute. And then you open it up and here is the color story inside. So this is a pretty neutral palette with just some fun little pops of color. And when I saw this, I just had to have it. I think it is so cute. So today we are going to be creating some looks with it. And this first look that I have in mind, I am not entirely sure how it's going to turn out, but we're going to just try it out anyway. So the first shade we're going to be taking is Golden Glow right here. And this is just kind of a little greeny matte shade. And I also did purchase a brush set from the brand as well. So that is, I'm going to be using some of those today, and this is one of them. This brand has been on my radar for some time now. I really like their Cool Breeze eyeshadow palette. It's kind of more of a rainbow palette, and I think it's really cute. But I had never picked that one up. I think it's currently out of stock, that one is. But then they just released this palette and 3 other like flower themed palettes. And I just really loved this one, so I went ahead and got it, and it was only $12, so that was nice. And this shade seems to be packing on quite nicely for being such a light pastel shade. I don't really have that much experience with pastels, but this one seems to be working quite nicely. And I'm just starting with packing it on. This is a pretty firm brush, so we're just packing the color on and not really blending it yet. But I'm just doing this in the inner half of my crease, as you can see here. And then once we start getting that on, I'm going to start blending out just the very edges, just with the same brush and whatever product I have left on it. Alright, the next shade we're going to take is Harmony, and this is on an e.l.f. eye blending brush. And this is definitely one of the shades in this palette that drew me to it. I love matte yellow shades. So this one is just going to be packed in the outer portion of the crease. And we're going to just tap over to blend with the first shade. But we're starting out the same way, just packing down the color, and then we will blend. And this shade looks really pretty as well. I'm very pleased with the performance of these so far. Especially for only being $12, like, I'm quite impressed. So I'm gonna just go in with the first shade that we used and just kind of tap over where the two meet together and just go back and forth with these two shades until we get the blend that we want between the two. Alright, then next on an e.l.f. eye crease brush, I'm going to take the shade Fern. And with this one, I'm just going to barely tap my brush in. And we're just gonna lightly press this onto the outer corner, just to deepen up out there. And I'm trying not to make this one too pigmented, so that is why it's not hopefully gonna show up too much. But it did show up a good amount. And I just really want to blend this out because, like I said, I don't want this one to get too dark in the outer corner here. And then I'm going to go back in with the previous brush and kind of tap over the edges, blending a little bit, just to get everything blended nicely. Alright, next we're going to take another brush from the set that I got, And this one's kind of flat, and we're going to take Rustic Sienna, which I feel like is an interesting name for this shade since it's a blue shade, not sienna. So I'm just gonna start trying to pack this on the lid. It's not showing up super well. You can see the color, but it's not as impactful as I would like it. Not as shimmery. But I'm still just gonna lay down the base with the brush, and then I'm gonna tap over it with my finger, I think. There's like a little bit of pigment there, but really not much. So there's what it looks like on the finger. That looks a lot prettier. So I'm just gonna pack it over. I think that's working a little better. You can definitely see the color of it more. With the brush, it was just kind of like a little sheen to the lid, but now you can actually start to see a little bit of the blue, I think, which is nice. Right, then I'm gonna go back in with a little bit of Fern just to tap over the outer corner and blend the two together. And I will also go back in with both Harmony and Golden Glow in the crease just to make sure we didn't lose any of that pigment up there. And then we are going to be taking Golden Glow and running this along the inner half of the lower lash line. And then we will take a little bit of Harmony and run it on the very outer portion of the lower lash line just to connect the whole look together. Then next we're going to take in the Meadow right here, and this is on an e.l.f. small smudge brush, and this is going to go in my inner corner. I think this one might be a pressed glitter shade. I know that the Fun in the Sun shade in here is definitely pressed glitter, but this one is kind of looking like it might be too. I thought it might just be a chunky shimmer, but it is looking more like a glitter, which is fine. I'm not the biggest fan of pressed glitters, but it's fine for the inner corner here. So this is the completed look. I'm gonna go add some mascara and I will be right back. Alright, so here is the final look. So for this look, I used my Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extension Mascara. So I am really happy with how this look turned out. I wanted to create just a fun look and show that even in a mostly neutral color story, you can still create fun looks like this one. And my next look in this video is going to be a more neutral focus look because that is what a lot of the shades in this palette are. But I had a lot of fun creating this look, and I'm quite impressed with the quality of these shadows. The blue shimmer on the lid, like you guys saw, was a little bit lacking in intensity, but it's nice for an everyday shimmer, I would say. I'm not someone who wears super bold, colorful looks on a daily basis, so I do enjoy this, but I understand that that might not be the case for other people. And the other thing I did want to mention with this palette is the shades in here aren't super dark. Like, this is the darkest shade in here, these few down here. and I can't personally speak for people of color, but this just doesn't seem like it would suit darker skin tones. I don't want to like speak for anyone with darker skin tone, but just looking at the shades, they don't go super deep, so that is something to note. But overall, for me personally, I really did enjoy this palette. I think it is so cute, so pretty. I love the fun little pops of color you get in here, and I'm excited to play around with it more. So let's get into the second look. Alright, moving on to our second look, we are going to start with the shade Evergreen right here. So this is the darkest shade in the palette, and what I'm going to do is I like to take a note card or some sort of thicker paper like that so that we can start getting just a sharp line out here, and I'm just going to run this right in the outer portion of the crease and a little bit onto the lid. And some people do like tape for this or something, but I just feel like taking a note card works best, just so you don't have to like peel the tape off your face, because I don't really want to do that. So I'm just kind of building this one up in the outer portion of the crease, and then you pull it away and you've got a sharper line there. So once we have that, I'm going to just start taking whatever is left on this brush and going up and over towards the inner portion of the crease. Just like so. And the shade does look pretty pigmented to start out with. I only dipped in a couple times with it. So yeah. The next shade I'm going to take is Brassy right here. And this is just going to help blend the crease out. And this look is going to be much more neutral than the previous one, just because I want to test out as many shades in this palette as I can. And I used quite a few of the fun pops of color for the last look. So this look is going to be a little bit more on the neutral side. These shades seem to be blending pretty nicely together, so that is good. And then I'm going to take Dusk, and this is on one of the brushes that came in the little brush set that I got with this palette. This is just the big fluffy brush, and I'm just running Dusk right over the top of everything and just really making sure everything is blended out up there. And I'm gonna kind of blend out the wing portion just slightly so it's not super harsh. And then once we have that down, I'm going back in with Evergreen on that same brush that we used to put it down originally, and we're going to start building this shade up even more in the outer corner and just onto the lid a little bit. Next up, we are going to take the shade Loyal Love right here. And this is just a matte, kind of creamish shade. And this is going to go on the inner portion of the lid to brighten up there. The shade does not have many shimmers. It has basically one shimmer and two pressed glitters, so the shimmer selection in here isn't great, but I do prefer mattes over shimmers, so I'm not too upset about it. I do wish that they were all just shimmers instead of the two pressed glitters, but there's nothing I can do about that. I'm taking the previous brush and just patting over where these two meet. So this is going to be a pretty matte look today. So speaking of the pressed glitter, I'm going to take Fun in the Sun right here. And this is on an e.l.f. smudge brush. And I just want to see what this one looks like on the lower lash line. I'm not typically a fan of pressed glitters like I've mentioned before, but this one has like some green and gold and orange in it, and it is super pretty. I just wanted to see how it looks on the lower lash line. So I'm just kind of using patting motions to pack this down. I don't know if you guys can see the shift to it. I hope you guys can. And then the final shade we're going to take is in the Meadow, and this is just going to go right in the inner corner. And this one is a bit of a pressed glitter as well. It's just going to go right in the inner corner right there. So this is a pretty basic look, but I do really like what it is looking like, so I'm going to go add some mascara and I will be right back. Alright, so here is the final look. I really hope you guys can see the dimension of that glitter down there. I can't tell how it is looking from here, but I really hope you guys can tell. Overall, I do really enjoy how this look turned out. Obviously, it is a very neutral look, which I personally love to do on a daily basis, but you'll have to let me know which of the two looks you liked better. I do think I liked the other one better just because it was a lot of fun to use those colors, but I love a staple neutral look, and this palette creates a really beautiful one. And there are still more options with this palette, and I'm so excited to continue to play around with it and test it out. If you would like some more close-ups of the palette and swatches and stuff, I have been posting about it on my Instagram, which will be linked down below if you want to go check that out. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Let me know what else you would like to see from me, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future uploads. And with that, I will see you all in my next video. Bye!